Hey everyone, I'm Kate Kennedy and I am here with week 2 of Leeks, the 5 weeks of Leeks. Blech, it's a mouthful. And I'm at Logyard Brewing. We're going to focus this week on how restaurants and eating establishments in the area are focusing on using leeks in their cooking. And many of you may or may not know that Logyard actually serves food at their tap room. And so this week and this season, they'll be featuring our local leeks, and I want to take you inside so that you can go ahead and learn how they use leeks in their cooking. So I'm going to go ahead and flip you around here. We're going to head into a sneak peek here because they're not usually open on Wednesdays. But here we are with the head of culinary, Katie Johnson.
Hi.
Hi, and you're the brains behind all of this.
I guess, if that's what you want to say, sure.
Yeah, I 100% believe this is true because I already see how amazing this looks. But before we dive into the food, I want to talk to you a little bit about your personal experience with leeks. So you're not from the area, right? Where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Maryland, outside Washington, D.C. So I think we have like onion grass. Like that was the closest thing I could think of to leeks. So when Royce Novosel Johnson, my husband, started bringing them back to Maryland because he would come up every spring and pick them. He'd bring them back. Everyone's looking and going, why are you bringing back onion grass? But I can tell you, at many parties, he made people take bites and people were burping them up the whole night. So everyone got to be very familiar with leeks as soon as Roy started bringing them back probably 15 years ago when we were living there.
Yeah, very memorable, and they definitely stick with you
Yes,
in lots
yes.
of different ways.
For good memories and good smells.
Yes. And so then you guys moved to Kane. How long ago was that?
8 years in July.
8 years in July.
Yes.
So you're not from here. Royce is from here, but you've really kind of jumped into getting involved and kind of adapting to the culture here.
Yes.
And part of that is leeks.
Yes, oddly enough it is. The nice thing about leeks, and it's something that we've been able to kind of incorporate into our family. We have 3 little boys, 7, 5, and 3, and a grandfather who lives up the street, and Barry Johnson, everyone knows and loves. He's obviously from Kane. He's a native. And, especially with COVID, when that hit, you were looking for stuff to do, right? It was April, finally, it wasn't freezing cold. You could get the kids outside. You probably weren't going to get germs in the middle of the woods. So it's something we kind of started then with our 1-year-old who's in a stroller. And every year we've gone out and we go leek picking with Grandpa B. And it's great. I mean, the kids have gotten more into it as they've gotten older, a little more helpful, which is nice too. And Royce loves cleaning the leeks for me, which is great.
That's a key person to have in your life.
Yes, so he cleans them, and then I get to figure out some cool stuff to do with them.
So the leeks that you are using here at the tap room this season are ones that your family's picked.
Yes, we went last weekend. So we went on, must have been Saturday. We took the 3 boys out, and we went to the middle of the woods, and it's early. We thought, first day of fishing would be good. It's definitely early in the season, though. They're like little babies. Their roots are very strong, so you really had to do a lot of digging. But for about 3 hours worth of work, we got a gallon bag of leeks. Now, granted, they're small, so they fill the bag up pretty well. But yeah, so we worked hard this past weekend. Of course, it snowed the next day, so luckily we got out and got the few that we did.
Yeah.
So we have them on the menu this weekend.
And I can already smell them. Oh my gosh. Now tell us what we're looking at here.
So what we have is a crostini with whipped feta cheese, so you got a little bit of savoriness in there, but we have Maze's honey, and I love making hot honey with their delicious local honey. So I made a hot honey with it, roasting some hot peppers and stuff, but I also threw some leeks in there. So that's why it's a little green there. You get the leek flavor as well as the hot honey that hits the bread and the cheese, and it's pretty delicious.
The bread looks crunchy too.
Yeah, it's
crunchy
fresh
and soft.
Yeah, it's fresh baked French, so you get like the squishiness on the inside, but the crunchiness on the outside. So it's delish.
Bread, cheese, hot honey, and leeks. I think that sounds like a dream.
And don't forget, you'll have a beer on the side.
Right.
We have 12 beers here too. And then this other one, it's an asparagus bundle. I was thinking, it's spring. It's always good to have some veggies with your beer. So it's an asparagus bundle that I have a few leeks in as well. Roasting them and wrapping them in bacon, covering them with a balsamic reduction, then helps to decrease the sharpness of the leek flavor, but you still get a little bit of the sweetness and the butteriness because it is roasted and you get that onion flavor.
Yeah, I see that. So you have a couple stalks of asparagus, and then I see a leek there to add a little pop.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so
Katie,
it's
this smells
Thank
amazing.
you, thank you. But it's the flavors of spring. We're also going to have a smoked leek dip this weekend that our employee Gunnar is making. He's great on the smoker. I am not. But that smoked dip will have some smoked cheese, smoked leeks, as well as I have a camp near there double IPA.
Oh, wow.
So he's incorporating that. So you can get that this weekend as well. I'm just putting him to work on that. So that's all I have here.
Lots of opportunities for people. You want to share this, right? You don't want to be the only one with leek breath. So come with friends.
Exactly. And I know that up the street they're doing more leek specials. So I can't wait to see what Mary and Ricky have. They have some great ideas too. But thank you, Kate, for highlighting this. And also thank you. I don't know if people know, Logyard does serve food.
Yeah, well, how long have you been doing that? Because that is something that wasn't at the very beginning, but
it wasn't
has
at the
grown.
beginning, but our tap room's been open for about 3 years now. We just expanded to the new side in over Thanksgiving. So we have games and all that kind of stuff. Great meeting space. And also if you just kind of want to go and hang out and not have everyone hear your conversation, although I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. But anyway, so we have a new space over there. We've been serving food for about
That started with COVID, didn't it?
Well, we started beforehand, but then we had to shut down with everything. Then with COVID, when we opened back up, there was the 25% occupancy, blah, blah, blah. But
And
then
you had to serve
people
food.
had to eat. Yeah, people had to eat. So it's kind of fun. We change our menu up every week. We try to do different things. During COVID, we definitely had a lot of bacon.
You had a plate of bacon.
Yes, we
if
had
I
a plate of
remember
bacon. So
correctly.
if you need to drink a beer, you could eat some bacon. That's never a bad thing.
I'm going to walk over here and show the menu for this weekend.
Please go ahead.
So this changes every week, you're saying?
Yep. We always have our soft pretzels and beer cheese. We never run out of beer cheese, so that's a good thing. But we usually change our 3 specials every week. This week we also have our roast beef sandwich, which people love, so hopefully
Yeah.
that won't sell out too quick, but we'll have that as well.
So this is what you call the bacon bundles and bread, right?
Yes.
So if someone wants to try this, bacon bundles and bread.
Please don't make fun of the name.
It must be hard coming up with names.
It
every
really
week.
is. It really is. So if you have any questions, you can always ask your server, what the heck is bacon bundles and bread, and they'll gladly explain to you. It has lots of local flavors in it, and it should be pretty delicious.
And so one more question I have for you is, you're doing these menus every week, and let's talk about specifically this week with the Leeks. How in the world did you decide to come up with this? Like, how do you make up what you're serving?
Well, that all changes with the wind. It is hard because it is every week. With this, I actually appreciate having some sort of inspiration. With this, it was really spring and local. What can we do?
Yeah.
The asparagus isn't local just because we know things grow a little slower here. But I mean, the leeks are local. You have the leek honey, using Maze's honey, and people love these crostini with the whipped feta. So I just thought, what's something that people will like? Also, bacon. I mean, you can't go wrong. But I know that like ham, leek, bacon, potato, that all goes together. So I thought this is kind of a different spin on it. Yeah. So I mean, I hope people like it. I try different things every week. Some are hit or miss. I appreciate feedback and any ideas too.
Awesome. Well, will you have a piece of the bread with me right now, real quick,
Okay.
before
Well,
we...
cheers.
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 Cheers. Let me take a bite. Oh my God.
Of course, you're filming me eating, not you.
Okay, I'm going to turn it around. I'm chewing too. See?
Thank you, Kate.
So good. Definitely a zip from the Leeks. The sweetness of the honey and the deliciousness of the cheese on that crunchy yet soft bread. Highly recommend. And I can't wait, after we're off here, I'm going to dig into those asparagus bundles, or bacon bundles as they're called on the menu. And I encourage you guys to get up here this weekend and give this a try. Sorry. When I asked Royce, one of the owners here, Katie's husband, what type of beer would go best with Leeks, he said a cold one. So you've got your choice. Katie said there's 12 on tap. So come up to Logyard Taproom this weekend, try out their Leek specials and their beer, and then tune in tomorrow. I'll be stopping at 2 more restaurants tomorrow to highlight their Leek dishes, and then I'll be putting it all together in a blog post and an email at the end of the week. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you feel inspired to get out there and try some Leeks or do some cooking of your own. And I can't wait to go on the next adventure with you. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk again soon.